Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Before we get you to our top story, let me take you through the headlines. Prime Minister Modi's biggest attack on opposition over new parliament boycott. Says national pride used for selfish politics.
है कि गरीब का बेटा इनके भ्रष्टाचार पर, इनके परिवारवाद पर सवाल क्यों खड़े कर रहा है?
Allahabad High Court dismisses Muslim side's plea challenging maintainability of Hindu side plea seeking right to worship inside the disputed Gyanwapi complex. No incriminating proof found on WFI boss. This is a source-based information from a Delhi police source. Says cops may file probe report in 15 days. Mamata Banerjee stages protest to back wrestlers, accuses Modi government of non-action because accused Brij Bhushan is a BJP MP. Economy picks up pace in Jan-March quarter. Q4 GDP growth at 6.1% versus 4% a year ago, shatters IMF World Bank estimates. And India Today South Conclave 5th edition 2-day mega summit in Thiruvananthapuram, saluting the powerhouse of India, analysing the present and the future. The Dangal for Justice has entered its 37th day where our wrestlers are concerned with what went down yesterday. A lot has happened through the course of the day. Many would suggest that there is a smear campaign against our wrestlers. But having said that, sources where the Delhi police is concerned have suggested that there is not much incriminating evidence against Brij Bhushan Sharan. But one thing is clear, that he is still booked under a POCSO case, and the question continues to beckon on why he hasn't been arrested by the Delhi police. Meanwhile, politically, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee took to the streets in support of the wrestlers today. Mamata said that she's proud of India's sporting heroes and she's ready to lend all support possible. Mamata led the protest with a "We Want Justice" placard. The Chief Minister also said that it is a matter of shame that the wrestlers went to the banks of the river Ganga to discard their medals.
हम कल कुश्तीविद के साथ बात किया है। मैं साक्षी जी, जगदीप जी, जगदीप जी जो थे, इन लोगों के साथ मैं खुद बात किया। मैं ये कहा कि आप लोग लड़ाई करें, हम आपका साथ में हैं। इसी के लिए आज का रैली हुआ, कल भी प्रोग्राम होगा और जल्द होगा तो हमारा एक टीम जाएगा। हम पहले भी भेजा था, हमारा टीम जाएगा और उसको थर्ड मंच में मिलके उसको हमारा सपोर्ट देंगे।
Took place just a short while ago. Joining me from the march is Hrithik Mondal. He's joining us live from Kolkata. Hrithik, what is the plan where the TMC is concerned? Because, of course, the opposition parties have come under heavy attack to try and politicize and milk the wrestlers' campaign. On the other hand, is there an attempt by Mamata Banerjee and the TMC to bring their protest to the national stage and not limit it to just Kolkata and West Bengal?
Well, that's right, Preeti, that, it seems like a big boost for the wrestling stars who are protesting in the national capital. Today, a day after Mamata Banerjee spoke in the support of the wrestling star, TMC took out a rally in the streets of Kolkata. Midway, Chief Minister joined that rally, and at the end of the rally, while addressing the media, she gone on record, attacking BJP as the accused is a BJP leader. he has not been arrested as of now, and TMC has decided to take this protest further. Let me tell you that tomorrow TMC will be staging a candid light protest at the statue of Goshtopal in Kolkata. Mamata Banerjee likely to join that march also, and she also spoke to the wrestling stars yesterday, and she has decided to send her team to the protesters. So it's likely that we'll be seeing that TMC's delegates and representative of Mamata Banerjee will be reaching to the wrestling stars who were allegedly manhandled on the streets of national capital. So there are many plans by Trinamool Congress in days to come, and she stated that in coming days, in day in and day out, she will continue to extend her solidarity to the wrestling stars. But she lashed out at Bharatiya Janata Party over this entire episode. Back to you, Preeti.
All right, Ritik, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. Now, there is a section within the BJP and outside which says that this entire campaign by our wrestlers to get justice has been politicized, where the political parties are concerned that aside. You saw Mamata Banerjee, they are taking a protest march in support of our wrestlers. But what about the wrestlers? They've said that for over 2 months, our grievances were only in the court of the government, only in the court of the Sports Authority of India, and nothing quite came of it. We were forced to sit on Jantar Mantar, the protesting side, for days at end. They've been evicted 2 days ago. We saw what happened yesterday when they tried to immerse their medals in the river Ganga. They didn't do so eventually. Till now, we haven't heard what's the next course of action by our wrestlers. What we seem to suggest is, they seem to suggest is that it's a 5-day ultimatum, one can suggest, that has been given to the government to react, or rather not just to the government but to the Delhi police, to make an arrest of Brij Bhushan Sharan. If there is no arrest, they will escalate their protests. What does it mean for them? We'll possibly know in days to come. What does it mean for accused Brij Bhushan Sharan, who is a BJP MP? Well, something that has now come to light from top sources within the Delhi police, where they suggest that there is little evidence that has been found against the WFI chief and BJP MP Brij Bhushan. According to these sources, Bhushan cannot be arrested as there is no sufficient proof against him in the sexual harassment case. The Delhi police will file a report in 15 days and charge sheet if any evidence is found at all. Meanwhile, the Wrestling Federation of India President and BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan, not just defiant but belligerent. He has now accused himself under POCSO, has said he will hang himself if a single allegation against him is proven. He's also said the wrestlers immersing your medals in Ganga will not make the court hang me. Present proof to the court, and if they choose to hang me, I will accept it.
और मैंने उसी दिन कहा, कब हुआ, कहाँ हुआ, किसके साथ हुआ, और मैंने एक बात ये भी कहा था, अगर एक भी आरोप मेरे ऊपर साबित हो जाएगा तो ब्रिज भूषण सिंह स्वयं फांसी पर लटक जाएंगे, किसी को कहना नहीं होगा। मैं उसी बात पर कायम हूं। 4 महीने हो गए, 4 महीने हो गए, मुझे फांसी चाहते हैं, सरकार मुझे फांसी नहीं दे रही है, तो अपना मेडल लेकर के गंगा में बहाने जा रहे हैं। मुझ पर आरोप लगाने वालों, गंगा में मेडल बहाने से ब्रिज भूषण सिंह को फांसी नहीं मिलेगी। अगर तुम्हारे पास कोई सबूत है तो जाकर के पुलिस को दो, न्यायालय को दो, और न्यायालय मुझे फांसी देगा तो मुझे स्वीकार है, मैं उस फांसी पर चढ़ जाऊंगा।
what is a little bizarre is that this man stands accused under POCSO as of now of sexually harassing a minor, and six other women have also lodged a complaint against him. Defiant, belligerent, trying to take an egg on the wrestlers as well. Questions need to be asked in terms of that he still is in a position of power, even though he is a POCSO accused. Why hasn't he been arrested? On the other hand, the question that we ask, is there a smear campaign now against our wrestlers? Why do I say that? Because there seems to be a concerted attempt. Suddenly, leaks are coming out from the Delhi police suggesting that there is little proof in the investigation which is being conducted on Brij Bhushan Sharan. It is the same Delhi police which took over 7 days and the intervention of the Supreme Court to even file an FIR against Brij Bhushan Sharan. Having said that, how is it that a selective leak that there is no evidence has come out from them a day after, where they attempted to immerse their medals in the river Ganga? On the other hand, there was also unverified reports which populated social media suggesting that the uncle of the minor who has lodged a complaint against Brij Bhushan Sharan of sexual harassment says she's not a minor. That has now later been debunked, viewers. Debunked by the father of the minor, who says that the supposed uncle is lying. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Nitin Srivastav, joining us live from the national capital. He's going to bring to us what is the next course of action where the wrestlers are concerned. Nitin, what are you picking up in that regard?
Well, Preeti, all the wrestlers are in different locations right now, and so I think in a short while they are going to have a meeting to discuss that what actually we should do. I mean, from now on, because remember, the athletes were waiting for more than 38 days to that they were expecting some action from Delhi police, but now police sources are saying that there is no evidence against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, and that is why there is a panic in the wrestlers, and they are going to have a meeting in a short while to discuss that what exactly we should do now. Because remember, athletes were constantly saying that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh should be arrested, should be behind the bars. That is what they are demanding from day one on the second term of their dharna when they were there at the Jantar Mantar. So that is why there is a Khap Panchayat tomorrow in Western UP, and there will be a discussion on what action, what step should we take to intensify our agitation, and also to understand that how exactly government is to take care of our demands. As of now, there is no confirmation from government side that what steps are going to take. They are actually going to take, but wrestlers are.
Nitin, will the wrestlers in the next, like today or tomorrow, are they coming up with their next course of action?
Hopefully, and most likely, because I'm just waiting for their update from the wrestlers, because meeting is still going on at a neutral place. They are not actually disclosing that where actually exactly they are meeting, but Sakshi, Vinesh, Bajrang, and Sangeeta Pogart and some of the CAP leaders are there, and they are having a meeting right now. And I'm just getting some information from there that the meeting is still going on, and in a short while there will be an announcement from the wrestlers that what action they are going to take. Because remember, they have said that after immersing their medals in the holy river Ganga, they'll be at India Gate for unto death hunger strike. But there is no update from the wrestlers that are they going to come at India Gate or not? Because they have given a 5 days ultimatum to the government that there is a 5 day, please take some action, and otherwise we'll come back here again at Haridwar and we will try to immerse our medals. So as of now, there are many developments are expected in a short while, and I'm getting some information that wrestlers are going to...
Nitin, we're going to come right back and get a larger understanding when you have word and what is the next course of action where the wrestlers are concerned. Meanwhile, shifting focus to Rahul Gandhi's tour of the United States of America. While speaking in San Francisco, Rahul launched a stinging attack on the BJP government at the center, claiming that since he was facing difficulties to act politically, he started the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Rahul Gandhi said the government tried its best to stop the yatra but failed. He also claimed that minority groups in India are living in constant fear further comparing the situation of Muslims across India with that of Dalits in UP. Calling Tamil more than just a language, Rahul said that he will not let regional languages be threatened. Hitting back at Rahul, Haryana Home Minister Anil Vij called for his boycott, claiming that while global leaders heap praise on Modi, how is it that Rahul continues to insult him?
You know, I think the Parliament House, these are distractions. The real issues in India are unemployment, price rise, spread of anger and hatred, crumbling education system, price of education, price of healthcare. These are the real issues. BJP can't really discuss them, so then they have to do the whole scepter thing, you know, lying down and doing all that. So, aren't you happy I'm not lying down?
The BJP is celebrating 9 years of the Modi government. It's the first mega rally took place in Ajmer today in a state, Rajasthan, which is election-bound in the next 6 months. Prime Minister Modi launched a scathing attack on the Congress and other opposition parties for boycotting the new parliament inauguration. He said that national pride was used for selfish politics and that Congress is furious that a poor man's son has exposed them. Prime Minister Modi also slammed the Congress, accusing the party of rampant corruption and misleading people on OROP and derailing India's development.
3 दिन पहले आपने देखा है, भारत को नया संसद भवन मिला है। आपने टीवी पर देखा, मैं आपसे पूछता हूं, ये नया संसद भवन आपको गर्व हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? आपका माथा ऊंचा हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? हमारे देश की शान बढ़ने का आपको आनंद हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? लेकिन कांग्रेस और इसके जैसे कुछ दलों ने इस पर भी राजनीति का कीचड़ उछाला। कई पीढ़ियों के जीवन में ऐसे अवसर एक बार ही आते हैं, लेकिन कांग्रेस ने भारत के गौरव के क्षण को भी अपने स्वार्थी विरोध की भेंट चढ़ा दिया। कांग्रेस ने 60,000 श्रमिकों के परिश्रम का, देश की भावना और आकांक्षाओं का अपमान किया है। 60,000 मजदूरों के पसीने को उन्होंने लात मारी है। उनको गुस्सा इस बात का है कि गरीब का बेटा इनके अहंकार से आगे आड़ा कैसे आ रहा है, अड़ा कैसे हुआ है। इनको गुस्सा इस बात का है कि गरीब का बेटा इनकी मनमानी चलने क्यों नहीं दे रहा। इनको गुस्सा इस बात का है कि गरीब का बेटा इनके भ्रष्टाचार पर, इनके परिवारवाद पर सवाल क्यों खड़े कर रहा है।
I want to cut across to our national affairs editor Rahul Srivastav joining us live for more on this. Rahul, 9 years of the Modi government, the Prime Minister, of course, kick-starting the Rajasthan campaign today with a rally in Ajmer. What's interesting, Rahul, if you use Rajasthan as an example, it's not just the Congress which is in a leadership quandary where, they have Gehlot versus Pilot. The BJP itself, even today, it's not that Vasundhara Raje took to the podium to speak because there seems to be a fair amount of leadership chaos where the BJP is concerned as well.
Preeti, if you look at Rajasthan right now, Rajasthan, because of rebellion, because of dissent, because of local leaders behaving like regional satraps, and the discomfort of the high commands to actually enforce its will, these are perhaps things common between the two players. And if the Rajasthan verdict last time was equal percentage of votes largely, but the Congress getting more seats, it is eventually seeming to be that the picture seems to be very unclear. Both the two parties seem to be virtually on the same page. With our news tracker survey by C Voters done by India Today, predicting that this dissatisfaction level with Ashok Gehlot is something similar to the amount of votes the Congress party got, means it's going to be a very keen contest. Yes, as you rightly said, if there is a war between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, which makes everybody wonder what next in the Congress party, with a meeting between the party top brass and the two leaders lasting 4 hours, eventually creating a wallpaper over the cracks. The BJP has a problem that what it does with its own large number of leaders who could be in play, or it is going to be Narendra Modi himself. But I will say definitely one thing, that in the last few days, especially after the Karnataka elections, the sidelining of Yadurappa was a factor in Karnataka elections, that the BJP did not really have that convincing leader. I think that definitely has caused a bit of a rethink, not a very solid rethink. If Vasundhara Raje was feeling out in the cold in the last few months, somewhere it could well be that her interests could be taken care of. Not necessarily clear that she's going to be the CM face. So I will say that somewhere for the BJP, there is a huge dilemma. It's no clarity on who the leader could be for the Chief Minister's face. Second, it is not Narendra Modi always who can be on the ticket and win your elections like in Gujarat and other places. So I think a major worry even for the BJP, because there are too many claimants right now.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Rahul Srivastav, our National Affairs Editor, getting us the latest there. Meanwhile, let's take you now to what Rahul Srivastav also indicated, that all's clearly not well where the Congress is concerned in Rajasthan. A temporary pause when it comes down to the Pilot versus Gehlot face-off 2 days after the two leaders' peace pact. Pilot says he will not relent on his 3 demands he's made to the Gehlot government.
The truce worked out between Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot is just a couple of days old. But there is no end to the sniping. Sachin Pilot, in his first public outing since the peace pact, did not hold back punches.
बच्चों की बात आती है, नौजवानों की बात आती है, परीक्षा की बात आती है, पेपर लीक की बात आती है, एग्जाम कैंसिल होने की बात आती है, रोजगार की बात आती है, नौकरी की बात आती है। वो अगर हमारी प्राथमिकता नहीं तो हमारी प्राथमिकता क्या है? और मैंने अपने राजनीतिक जीवन में, चाहे किसी पद में हूँ या ना, लेकिन मेरे प्रदेश के नौजवानों के लिए मैंने कभी अपनी बात तो रखी नहीं है। कोई भी दल हो, किसी का शासन नहीं, नौजवान हमारी प्राथमिकता होनी चाहिए।
Pilot vowed to raise issues, many of which are targeted at the Gehlot government. Pilot's statement seems to contradict the ceasefire announced on Monday night after a 4-hour-long meeting at the residence of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge.
We have decided to fight election unitedly. Both of us are in agreement that Congress party has to go together, and definitely we will win election in Rajasthan.
The desert storm that hit the Congress is far from over. Can the Grand Old Party rein in its warring leaders in Rajasthan ahead of the assembly elections later this year? Bureau Report, India Today.
So clearly, where the Congress in Rajasthan is concerned, it's a divided house. But what about the BJP? Is the BJP wary of Vasundhara Raje Scindia as well? And what puts both parties in the state of Rajasthan in a very similar situation? We'll tell you more on the other side of this quick break. To stay with us.
India Today Conclave South 2023, India's biggest ideas fest. Listen to Pinarayi Vijayan, Chief Minister Kerala, Mallikarjun Kharge, Amitabh Kant, Kamal Hassan, Rana Daggubati, P. Chidambaram, K. Annamalai, and many more. Book your seat now. IndiaTodayConclave.com/South.
most important would be to go and consult a dermatologist, because this is not something you can treat on your own. However, what is the basic step and why does it happen? So heat rash happens because of the trapping of the sweat gland or sweat duct, and there is sweat under the skin. So you see, it can be of varied types. It can be red color, or it can be crystal-like, or it can be pustular. So these are the various types of heat rash which can be seen depending upon the level of the sweat duct which is involved. So most important steps which we can do during summers is to wear loose clothing. Don't wear very tight clothing, because that can cause friction, as well as it can lead to mechanical damage because of rubbing, and so the skin barrier could be disrupted. So make sure that your barrier is intact, and you can use moisturizer which will act like a lubricating agent, so it will protect your skin.
You have to use something to negate the effects of your direct exposure to sun, like hat you can use goggles, so that eye irritation will not happen. You can cover your arms and your body parts with a soft cotton clothes, so that you will not get sunburns.
One of the symptoms of dehydration is lightheadedness and mild headache. Of course, be very clear in your head that this is not the basic sign of dehydration. So there are a lot of headaches which happen in summers, especially those who are prone to migraine. Summers and extreme heat precipitates the headache, and therefore dehydration of course can give you lightheadedness and some headache, but other causes of headache must also be considered.
Think the wrestlers were justified in threatening to actually throw their medals into the Ganga? Preeti Choudhry, why don't you take it first? We'll then come to all the sports journalists.
You know, I think the bigger question, Rajdeep, is that were the wrestlers justified in holding a protest on the day where the parliament was to be inaugurated, the new building, and, you know, justified to throw their medals into the Ganga? It's ultimately, if you look at it, they wanted to immerse it in the Ganga. It's not just their medals for them, because we've been speaking to them as well. It's their entire career in that one box. Now, what does a wrestler aspire to do? Somebody who finishes at the podium at the highest level. You know, this is their sheer hard work, you know, sweat, blood, pain, joy, all of that put together. It was an emotional decision. Of course, it was an emotional decision that they had taken. But what's interesting is on what really went down in the end. So you had somebody like a Naresh Tiket, who here in the capacity, Rajdeep, has intervened not so much as the head of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, but also as the head of one of the most influential and powerful cups when you come down to it. He heads the Balian Cup. His word has writ. And he is also...
No, but is this Nautanki? There will be those who will say this is all stage-managed drama to take eyeballs. The athletes should remain athletes. This is not for them to stage these kind of protests. How do you see that?
No, in their defense, what is it that the wrestlers always say? That for about 2.5 months, they did try to negotiate with the government. They did make it very clear that they will not allow their dais, their podium to be used by political outfits or even outfits like the Bharatiya Kisan Union or the Khap Panchayats. They said that we've waited our time, we have lost patience. And, you know, you've got to give them the benefit of doubt, because it's 37 days. They are squatting at Jantar Mantar. What has really happened? It took 7 days for the Supreme Court to intervene for an FIR to be filed. It took several other days.
But how can you set a deadline that 5 days you've got to arrest him, otherwise we'll throw our medals into the Ganga? It's blackmail.
But has the government even batted an eyelid? Has anyone till now? 37 days. It's led up to it. Why aren't you looking at their fight on what it's been? It's been 37 days in the making, Rajdeep.
And why has he not been questioned as yet?
Yeah.
I mean, let alone
You're saying why Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh not being questioned?
Yes, the charges are POSCO, right? He needs to be questioned for that. That's what the wrestlers are saying. That's all right, that, you know, the law needs to take the due process, that's all right. What the wrestlers are asking, why isn't that you've even called him once to even question him? If you remember, going back to that time, they refused to even register an FIR against him. So that will raise the questions. Then you have the other issues. I agree that on that day of the parliament, you know, they were marching ahead and the police had no option but to hold them. But what you said, it is Nautanki, but what is the option that is left for the wrestlers? We live in a world of event management, right? Where only event management allows you some sort of coverage. They've figured that out. They've realized that we need to do event management, only then will our voice be heard.
Voltas Pure Air 6-stage adjustable AC. Co-powered by American Tourister, born to cross boundaries. Co-powered by The World Comes Together at Sharda University. Blue Star Fast Cooling AC.
Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Today, or it's been 9 years of the Modi government. The Prime Minister Modi sounded the poll bugle for Rajasthan this evening by visiting the Brahma temple in Pushkar and a mega rally in Ajmer. The Prime Minister also addressed this rally where he launched a scathing attack on the Congress. Listen in.
भारत को नया संसद भवन मिला है। कांग्रेस ने भारत के गौरव के क्षण को भी अपने स्वार्थी विरोध की भेंट चढ़ा दिया। कांग्रेस ने 60,000 श्रमिकों के परिश्रम का, देश की भावना और आकांक्षाओं का अपमान किया है। 60,000 मजदूरों के पसीने को उन्होंने लात मारी है। उनको गुस्सा इस बात का है कि गरीब का बेटा इनके अहंकार से आगे आड़ा कैसे आ रहा है। 2014 से पहले पूरे देश में जनता भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध सड़क पर उतरी हुई थी। कांग्रेस सरकार सीमा पर सड़कें बनाने से भी डरती थी। प्रधानमंत्री के ऊपर सुपर पावर थी। कांग्रेस सरकार रिमोट कंट्रोल से चल रही थी। जब संकट हल करने में, पानी से जुड़ी चुनौतियों को समाप्त करने में कांग्रेस सरकार कभी आगे बढ़कर काम नहीं करती। कांग्रेस को सिर्फ झूठ बोलना आता है और आज भी कांग्रेस यही कर रही है।
I want to quickly cut across to my colleague Jai Kishan, who is joining us live from Ajmer. Jai Kishan, what really happened in the rally? It's the Prime Minister who sounded the poll bugle for the Bharatiya Janata Party. In 6 months, there are elections in the state of Rajasthan. Having said that, if there is, and clearly there is, a complete leadership chaos where the Congress is concerned with the High Command still to take a decision on it. Nothing very different where the BJP comes into play. The question I want to ask you, Jai Kishan, is after the Prime Minister spoke today, did Vasundhara Raje Scindia also get to speak, address the crowds? Because till now, there is still discrepancy whether it will be Vasundhara Raje Scindia who will be leading the campaign in Rajasthan for the BJP or not.
Preeti, you are absolutely right. Yes, there are discrepancies in both the parties. Both Congress and BJP are hit by factionalism. And just like the fight in Congress is open to everybody, the BJP leaders in Rajasthan are fighting behind the curtains, whether it may be Vasundhara Raje, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Satish Punia, Rajendra Rathod, CP Joshi and other leaders. But today, Vasundhara Raje got an important space on the stage where she was seen speaking to Prime Minister Modi. She was addressing the crowd. But coming back to your question, that Prime Minister Modi has blown the bugle for Rajasthan elections and Ajmer, which passes through the center of Rajasthan. It bifurcates Rajasthan into two zones. It's the heart of the Rajwada state, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants to leave no stone unturned, learning lessons from Karnataka. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is himself campaigning in Rajasthan. This is his 6th visit in Rajasthan in last 5 months. And second, after Karnataka elections, he was in Rajsamand, he was in Siroi and now in Ajmer. So the message is clear. The face of BJP in Rajasthan is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Coming back, answering your second part of the question, whether Vasundhara Raje will be the face of party or not, what BJP sources tell us is that after Karnataka, BJP has learnt a lesson that without any strong leadership in Rajasthan or in any other state, it would be very difficult to just gain votes, garner attention merely on the basis of Prime Minister's image. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, they are roping in senior leaders in Rajasthan, including Vasundhara Raje,
Jai-Kishan, very quickly, was there any indication? Right now, it does seem that the BJP is looking at one end, the Central High Command, possibly favouring Gajendra Shekhawat as the face of the BJP in Rajasthan election. On the other hand, Vasundhara Raje Scindia is a formidable mass leader where BJP is concerned in Rajasthan. Today, was there any indication given to either sides?
Preeti, there are many dark horses in Rajasthan BJP, whether it is Diya Kumari, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Arjun Ram Meghwal. But Vasundhara Raje, the body language, the way she was presenting herself in the event, she looked very confident. And let me tell you, after Sachin Pilot, you have been into Rajasthan on multiple occasions. After Sachin Pilot, the biggest crowd puller leader in Rajasthan is Vasundhara Raje. And the central leadership of BJP also knows that. With today's event, however, there is no exact clarity on whether she will be faced or not. But
because it's interesting, the BJP still hasn't quite decided whether or not they want to go with Vasundhara Raje Scindia or not. Because ultimately you had the party president address the crowds, Jai-Kishan, but neither Gajendra Shekhawat nor Vasundhara Raje Scindia were allowed to make any speeches.
Yes, Vasundhara Raje, but she got important space in the event. Okay. And this was Narendra Modi's event. When we had a word with discussion with the BJP leadership, Rajendra Rathod was hosting the event, and Gajendra Singh Shekhawat just a few hours before the event, he is a water resources minister in the center, and he launched some important schemes in Rajasthan today, late foundation. So seeing all the perspective, Vasundhara Raje compared to the Rajsamand tour, she looked more confident. She was having conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So what appeared on the stage, that she looked very confident. And what I was telling, that after a long time she was given an important role. She is Jharkhand in charge to promote Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 9 years achievement. So after a long period of time, Vasundhara Raje has been given
is back in prominence. Does the BJP have absolutely no option but to go with Vasundhara Raje Scindia? Appreciate you joining us, Jai-Kishan. Let's quickly move on right now in the bulletin to our other guests. I'm joined with RP Singh, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, Rohan Gupta, National Spokesperson, Congress. We are also joined by our two other guests, Hanuman Beniwal, Rashtriya Lok Tantrik Party MP. He's also the convener for the party, as well as Sandeep Singh Choudhry. Sandeep Singh Choudhry is a cabinet minister where the Congress party is concerned. Appreciate you all for joining us. Thank you. There. Want to begin with RP Singh. RP Singh, the Prime Minister today launching the campaign for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Rajasthan. But having said that, while the factionalism in the Congress is right out in the open for everyone to see, it's not that you have your house in order in Rajasthan either.
Well, that's your journalist point of view, but the fact is that we are together, and there's nothing like Congress in our party, one. Secondly, you also, during your introduction of the debate, you switched two times. Once you said that Vasundhara was not given importance, and second, when you ended, you said Vasundhara ji was given importance because she is being given Jharkhand and other places to go. But the fact is that all leaders are treated equal, and then they all work together.
So, my question is Vasundhara Raje leading will Vasundhara Raje lead the BJP in Rajasthan, sir?
Well, that's my Rajasthan party to decide. I mean, it's not an issue of TV debate here. So the Rajasthan party will decide that. Don't leave it to Rajasthan party. But we all work in unified fashion for ideology, for serving people, not for any for family or for any individual in the party.
All right, because, you know, the indication that seemed to suggest till now is very clear that the BJP as well, where its leadership is concerned, is in a quandary where the centre really not very happy with who is the popular leader
that's
in
your
Rajasthan.
point of view.
That's not my point of view, sir. That's the point of view which is emerging right now from your cadre as well, where Rajasthan is concerned. We have enough of our reporters going in and trying to figure out.
I don't know which cadre do you speak to. I mean, you can tell about India Today cadre, not about BJP cadre. Leave BJP cadre to us. You talk about the India Today cadre.
RP Singh, you're 6 months away, sir. Okay, then let me ask you directly. You're 6 months away, sir. You know, you're going to, you know, okay. 6 months away from election, do you have a chief ministerial face in your state, sir?
We have contested elections without chief ministerial face also. I mean, we did that in various states, and we contest elections with chief ministerial face. Let the time come, we'll declare our strategy. Why on a TV channel? When the time comes, we'll discuss that and declare the strategy also.
Are you going to?
And you will come to know about that
also
before your people. Sorry.
Complete, sir. Please complete.
Sorry, sir. Go ahead, please.
Rohan Gupta, are you going to follow the same crutch as
India
RP Singh as well, where you are saying that we are not going to tell you what really goes down where the leadership is concerned? Because it seems even now, sir, even where we stand, Mr. Gupta, nobody quite knows what's going on where the High Command is concerned. Because you have Sachin Pilot, who is right now today in his constituency. He's saying he's going to stick to his 3 demands. He's saying he's left everything to the High Command. So has Mr. Gehlot. But what is the decision? Nobody quite understands.
Preeti, there is a difference between what Congress does and what BJP does. I remember exactly 4 months before the Karnataka elections, I attended many of such debates where questions were asked to Congress party, who is going to be your CM face, how Siddaramaiah and DK Shiv-Kumar, they will fight together. But there is a basic difference between us and BJP. You ask BJP spokesperson right now, and he started pointing figures at India Today. I won't do that. I would like to answer your question that the difference between BJP and Congress is BJP wants to run the state through remote control government. We don't do that. We strengthen our local leaders. There can be issues in our local leaders. We try to resolve them. But we fight elections on the face of the local leaders. Here, Mr. Gehlot is there. He has at least completed around 83% of his poll promises of last elections. There can be issues with Sachin Pilot, but we are not shying away from the basic issues. That is what BJP does. Whether it is 40% commission in Karnataka or their leaders in internal fighting in Karnataka, whether Yedurappa or other leaders, Lingayat leaders, they have always shied away from the basic issue that there is an issue. We don't do that. We discuss.
All right, okay, stay with me. I want to bring in Hanuman Beniwal, who's one of the regional players right now in the state of Rajasthan. And Beniwal साहब, आप तो सोच रहे थे कि सचिन पायलट के साथ गठबंधन हो जाएगा, उसमें आम आदमी पार्टी भी मिल जाएगी, एक थर्ड फ्रंट सा क्रिएट हो जाएगा. पर आज मोदी जी ने भाजपा के लिए तो पोल ब्यूगल अगर हम कहें तो साउंड कर दिया है, और सचिन पायलट जी और गहलोत जी ने बोल दिया है कि इकट्ठा चुनाव लड़ेंगे कांग्रेस के लिए. तो इसमें आप जैसे जो प्लेयर्स हैं कहां रह जाते हैं सर?
देखिए, मोदी जी की जो रैली है ना, इससे 5-5 गुनी बड़ी रैलियां मैं 2018, 17, 16 के अंदर कर चुका हूं. और अब जब बड़ी रैलियां करेंगे तो प्रधानमंत्री से 3 गुनी 4 गुनी बड़ी रैलियां राष्ट्रीय लोकतांत्रिक पार्टी के अकेले अपने दम पे होगी. और चूंकि बात हम गठबंधन की कर रहे हैं, तो गठबंधन हमारा किसके साथ होगा, कैसे होगा, ये आगामी दिनों के अंदर तय होगा. अभी राष्ट्रीय लोकतांत्रिक पार्टी अपने हिसाब से जून महीने के अंदर 7 से 10 बड़े प्रदर्शन और रैलियां जून 1 महीने के अंदर कर रही है. आप देखिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी कितनी कमजोर हो गई कि उन्हें बार बार प्रधानमंत्री को लाना पड़ रहा है. इनके किसी नेता के नाम पे भीड़ नहीं हो रही है. 15,000 की भीड़ कोई नेता क्रॉस नहीं कर पा रहा राजस्थान के अंदर. इसलिए मोदी जी को ले जाके पूरे साधन संसाधन और पूरे देश का सिस्टम लगता है, तब जाके 60-50-60,000 लोग ही जुटा पाते हैं. तो इसको कोई बड़ी रैली आप नहीं कह सकते. इससे बड़ी रैलियां हमने करी राजस्थान के अंदर. पहले भी रैलियों से हमारे वोट के ऊपर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. हमने 18 का जो वोट था उसमें 139 कांग्रेस, 136-37 बीजेपी, 80 लाख वोट हम सबने मिलकर लिए थे अलग अलग. अब की बार हम सब एकजुट होके भारतीय जनता पार्टी को रोक देंगे, क्योंकि इसने विपक्षी भूमिका नहीं निभाई. और कांग्रेस पार्टी अपने भ्रष्टाचार से, नौजवान किसानों को जो धोखा दिया, बढ़ते अपराध, जिस तरह आपसी गुटबाजी लड़ाई इनकी रही और खुला जो भ्रष्टाचार खेला, तो कांग्रेस बहुत पीछे चली जाएगी राजस्थान में।
बेनीवाल साहब, बस एक और सवाल आपसे पूछूंगी। भाजपा वही पार्टी है जिसके साथ आपने पहले गठबंधन किया था, पहली बात। दूसरी बात, क्यों भाजपा किसी और रीजनल लीडर को लाए? उनके पास तो सबसे बड़े सुपरस्टार है ना, वो कहते हैं, जो मैक्सिमम क्राउड पुलर हैं। जब मोदी जी के नाम पर इतने लोग आते हैं, वो क्यों ना यूज करें मोदी जी को? पर बात मैं आपसे वही कर रही थी, क्योंकि आप चाह रहे थे और आम आदमी पार्टी चाह रही थी कि एक थर्ड फ्रंट सा गठबंधन बन जाए जिसमें सचिन पायलट हेड करें। अब पायलट साहब ने तो बोल दिया है कि एकजुट चुनाव होगा। अभी तक तो वैसा ही लग रहा है, वही आकलन है।
आप ऐसा है वो आ जाएं तो अच्छी बात है, अगर नहीं भी आए तो कोई लड़ाई हमारी कमजोर नहीं पड़ेगी। आप देखिए, चुनाव का जो बिगुल बजा है ना, अब ये 5-6 महीने के अंदर आप देखना उतार चढ़ाव किस तरह राजस्थान के अंदर चलता है। और हमने पार्टी बना के लड़ाई लड़ी है पहले 18 के अंदर, हम नए नहीं है। और उसके बाद सारे 8 उपचुनाव राष्ट्रीय लोकतांत्रिक पार्टी ने लड़े राजस्थान में। एक उपचुनाव जीता, एक बीजेपी ने जीता बहुत कम मार्जिन से। और 6 जगह जो दूसरी थी प्रीति, उसमें 2 सीटों पे बीजेपी को चौथे नंबर पे आरएलपी ने धकेला, जमान जब तो बीजेपी की, जहां से इनके प्रदेश अध्यक्ष आते हैं। बाकी जगह भाजपा हार गई थी सब जगह पे। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कोई बहुत बड़ा आंधी तूफान राजस्थान में चला, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। जो हालात छत्तीसगढ़ के अंदर है, मध्य प्रदेश में, वही हालत राजस्थान के अंदर बीजेपी की होने वाली। मैं दावे के साथ इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि मैं हमेशा राजस्थान के बीच में खड़ा रहा। विपक्षी भूमिका अगर कोई निभा रहा है तो आरएलपी निभा रही है। दिल्ली में 24 सांसद बीजेपी के, एक आरएलपी का सांसद है, जो ईआरसीपी से लेके, अग्निपथ से लेके, किसान से लेके, पहलवान से लेके, तमाम उन मुद्दों पर जो देश के जवान के, किसान के मुद्दे हैं, हमेशा राजस्थान के लंबित मुद्दों को लेकर पैरोकारी करता हुआ नजर आ रहा है।
बेनीवाल साहब, आप ही ने तो गठबंधन किया था ना भाजपा के साथ। अभी आप कह रहे हैं आप विपक्ष की भूमिका निभाए जा रहे हैं। आप ही ने तो गठबंधन किया था पिछले चुनाव में भाजपा के साथ।
उम्मीद है राजस्थान की जनता इस बार।
चलिए, आई वांट टू गेट एन आरपी सिंह इनटू दिस कन्वर्सेशन।
तीसरा मोर्चा होगा इसको।
Ji, I want to quickly get an RP Singh into this conversation, and we'll go to Rajasthan Cabinet Minister the minute we get him, Sandeep Singh Choudhry. RP Singh, coming back to you on this, is there a sense that once again the campaign in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh will be mounted where Narendra Modi will be the face of the campaign?
Well, I don't know what makes you think that way. He contributes his part, whereas state leaders do their part also. Yes, we have a face, we have a leader like him. That's why he comes forward and do the campaigning. And other parties don't have face and leader like him. And then we have policies which we take to people. Unlike Congress, which promised that, I remember Rahul Gandhi did this. 10 दिन में मैं किसान का कर्जा माफ कर दूंगा, वादा कर जा रहा हूँ. And after that, farmers were beaten by the baton. I mean, farmers came protesting, were beaten by the baton. उनकी जमीनें कड़क हो गई, उनकी जमीनें नीलाम हो गई. So that's how we know. I mean, there's a difference between the leadership and also the policies. You're a leader whom people accept because of his policies or because of his agenda.
All right, Sandeep Singh Choudhry, Cabinet Minister, Rajasthan, is also joining us. Sandeep Singh Choudhry जी, ये चीज तो बताइए, अभी आप ही के क्षेत्र में, आप ही के स्टेट में आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी आए, भाजपा ने सारे घोड़े खोल दिए। उनका चुनाव आज से, या मतलब पहले से ही शुरू है, पर आज से प्रधानमंत्री ने आकर जो भी भाषण बोला, उनके लिए चुनाव अभी शुरू है। क्या जो कांग्रेस है, आप लोग हैं, आपको कोई आकलन है कि आप किसके नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ेंगे? सचिन पायलट होंगे कि गहलोत साहब होंगे?
देखिए, कांग्रेस का नेतृत्व अशोक गहलोत कर रहे हैं और अशोक गहलोत ही करते रहेंगे।
तो क्या ये अशोक गहलोत जी ने आपको बता दिया है कि ये उन्होंने आपको ये बताया है कि जो सारे कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स हैं कि ये चुनाव उन्हीं के लीड में होगा, वही नेतृत्व करेंगे इस चुनाव का?
देखिए, दिया नहीं है। अब आज की तारीख में राजस्थान के अंदर मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत हैं, तो मेरा यह मानना है कि मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत ही रहेंगे, क्योंकि उस मीटिंग के अंदर मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरे पे कोई फैसला नहीं हुआ था। उस मीटिंग में फैसला यह हुआ था कि दोनों मिलकर चुनाव लड़ेंगे, और आगे जो आलाकमान फैसला करेगा वो पूरे राजस्थान के लोगों को मान्य होगा। वर्तमान में राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत हैं, और अशोक गहलोत के नेतृत्व में ही राजस्थान में कांग्रेस चुनाव में जा रही है।
Rohan Gupta, I'm going to put you on a spot and I'm going to get you in. Is your colleague, Mr. Sandeep Choudhry correct where he says Ashok Gehlot is the chief minister, will be the chief minister, and this election will be fought under his leadership?
As I told you, just 2 days back, we saw that we decided that we will fight this election unitedly. You saw Mr. Ashok Gehlot, Sachin Pilotji, and Congress told to media that we will resolve all the issues very shortly and we will fight the elections unitedly. So we'll see in future what is to be done. But yes, one thing is clear: we don't hide our issues from the people or from you. We are very open, we are polite, we are humble, that yes, there are issues, we'll resolve that. The difference between us and BJP is that only they shy away from the core issues and that's why they get defeated in the elections. Mr. Modi is not fighting the elections in the state. The party fights the election, the local leaders fight the elections. People give votes in the name of local leaders, whoever it is. It is not Mr. Modi. This is the message from Karnataka. We are very happy that BJP still hasn't learned this lesson from Karnataka, and if Mr. Modi is going to lead the race, we are sure that we are going to sweep Rajasthan and all other states which are going for elections in the month of December.
Well, you know, right now, what I'm going to do is, RP Singh, I'm going to take out figures from Sea Voter, that, a survey, and on where Vasundhara Raje's popularity stands where Rajasthan is concerned. And we're going to play those visuals, those graphics out for you, those numbers by Sea Voter on the popularity of Vasundhara Raje Scindia. If you go by these figures, RP Singh, it would seem to suggest that Vasundhara Raje Scindia is your biggest bet where Rajasthan is concerned by a far cry, 38%, where the second closest competitor comes as Gajendra Singh Shekhawat at just 18%, sir.
Well, again, Preeti, we don't go by your survey, it's our party, our cadre, our local leadership. They decide when the time comes. But I want to ask one question to my friend Rohan Gupta of the Congress. What do you have to say about Mr. Mr. Sachin Pilot, who's talking about a minister in the cabinet about his corruption? He's particularly talking about a cabinet minister and he's charging him with the corruption. So you need to set your house in order and also answer people's question humbly that yes, we are deep in corruption and then we have no answer to that. And also, you say that our local leadership will abide by the High Command. I remember Mr. Kharge with Mr. Ajay Makhan was there and Mr. Gehlot showed him the thumb. He said, I give a hoot. I am not coming. I am not accepting your order by Sonia Gandhi ji. I'll stay in state. I will not accept. I'm not coming to center. That's how your leadership is, and that's how your state leadership is.
All right, Rohan Gupta, very quickly, I want to go into a quick break, but yes, 20 seconds, sir. Go ahead, answer, because Mr. RP Singh has posed a question.
Again, the stark difference between us and BJP. He spoke about, I think, 20 seconds and he spoke about Congress party. I don't want to do that. Let the people decide. We will go unitedly to the people of Rajasthan. We have fulfilled 85% of our promises. We'll go with our report card. This is what we have promised. This is what we have delivered. We are not post 40% commission sarkar.
Similar report you went to Punjab also.
We are people's government and people, our local leaders will win these elections for Congress party.
All right, okay,
85%, sir. Not for 85%.
I can understand your situation.
Okay.
Very difficult to defend.
The fact is, you might say that you're very different from the BJP. The BJP says they're starkly different from the Congress, but where the state of Rajasthan is concerned and the current leadership is concerned, there seems to be a fair amount of chaos where both parties are concerned, whether they admit it or not. But with that, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with us. Thank you for our panelists for joining us. Thank you, gentlemen. Up next is Rahul Kanwal.
Markets have bounced back and within striking distance of all-time highs. What do you think has caused this flourishing out of relief in the market? Is it because some of the global headwinds have receded, or do you think there is greater confidence in the earnings story now?
So I think, Udyan, 22 obviously was a very challenging year. And, the first quarter we started with optimism, and then you had the Silicon Valley Bank and some of the other banks going belly up. And on top of it, we had this whole concern about the debt ceiling. I think as we move forward, second half, according to us, is going to be pretty decent in terms of positive news flow. One is inflation is surely out of the way. We have already seen the peak, and just by base effect, I think the second half starting June itself, we'll start to see inflation surprise positively with the headline numbers coming in much lower. And the same trajectory would therefore be repeated on the interest rate side. And I think now with the debt ceiling also issue at least temporarily behind us, I think the risk off which we were seeing is now back to risk on. Technology companies, particularly the large tech, have seen a big rebound. And I think generally investors are now getting more confident that the second half of 23 should be much better for the global economy than what we have seen over the last 18 months. So I think it's a combination